Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Info Trivia brought to you by Electrical Pathshala 2. In this video, we will study about the skin effect. Skin effect is a very simple topic, but many important questions are asked from this topic during interviews and viva. We will cover all those questions. So let's start the video. First of all, we will talk about the definition of skin effect. So the definition states that the non-uniform distribution of AC current over the surface or skin of the conductor is called as the skin effect. Here you should notice that this definition is talking about AC current only, not DC current. Now let's understand the skin effect using this figure. So in this figure, cross-sectional area of a conductor is shown. So when current is flown through this conductor, then most of the current is concentrated over the surface of the conductor, or in other words we can say that most of the current flows over the surface of the conductor. On the other hand, very little or no current flows through the core of the conductor. Why? Because of the skin effect. Now what is current? Flow of electrons. So in other words we can say that concentration of electrons or charges is more near the surface of the conductor as compared to the core of the conductor because of the skin effect. So I hope the definition is clear. Now this takes us to our first question, that what is the root cause of skin effect? What is the reason behind the occurrence of the skin effect, or why skin effect occurs? So let's find out the answer. First of all, you should know that whenever current flows through any conductor, it produces magnetic field around that conductor, and the direction of that magnetic field is given by right hand thumb rule. Now what is right hand thumb rule? So the right hand thumb rule states that if you put your right thumb in the direction of the current, then your folding finger will give you the direction of the magnetic field. Like here you can see in this diagram, the direction of the current is upward. So if we put our right thumb in the direction of the current, then our folding finger will give us the direction of the magnetic field, which is anti-clockwise. So this is right hand thumb rule. Now what we learned here, that whenever current flows through any wire or a conductor, it will produce magnetic field around that wire. Now guys, a conductor can be assumed to be consisted of several layers or several concentric cylindrical shells, as you can see here in this figure. So in this figure, the cross-section area of a conductor is being shown, and it is shown here that a conductor can be assumed to be consisted of several layers or several concentric cylindrical shell. Like here, this is central layer, first layer, second layer, and so on, and finally outermost layer. So guys, when AC current is flown through this conductor, then what happens, that each of these layers will carry a very small amount of current, and current flowing through each layer will produce its own magnetic field around that layer. So every layer will produce its own magnetic field around that particular layer. So all this magnetic field will interact with each other, which will result in magnetic flux linkage. Now guys, the magnetic flux linkage near the central layer will be maximum. Why? Because the central layer is surrounded by the magnetic field or magnetic flux of all other layers. So we can say that the central layer is interacting with the most amount of magnetic field, and therefore at central layer the magnetic flux linkage is maximum. So we can write here that at central layer we have maximum flux linkage. As we move towards the surface, what happens, that magnetic flux linkage decreases, and when we reach at the outermost layer, then the magnetic flux linkage will be minimum. Why? Because the outermost layer is surrounded by the minimum flux, or we can say that outermost layer is interacting with minimum magnetic field, and therefore the magnetic flux linkage at the outermost layer will be minimum. So what we have here, at outermost layer we have minimum flux linkage. Now let's name this layer as layer 1 and layer 2. So we can make comparison. So what we have learned from this discussion, that at central layer the magnetic flux linkage is maximum. On the other hand, at outermost layer or skin layer or surface layer, the magnetic flux linkage is minimum. Now guys, you should know that the formula of inductance is given by L is equals to flux linkage divided by current, or we can say psi by I or n phi by I. So keep this formula in mind. Now guys, we will compare layer 1 and layer 2, which is central layer and outermost layer. So as we know that psi 1, which is the magnetic flux linkage of the central layer, is greater than psi 2. Okay. Now as we know that the inductance is given by psi by I. So if psi1 is greater than psi2, therefore what will happen here? L1 will be greater than L2. It means that inductance of central layer is greater than inductance of the outermost layer. Now you should know that inductive reactance is given by 2 pi FL. So if L1 is greater than L2, therefore what will happen? XL1 will be greater than XL2, or we can say that inductive reactance of central layer is greater than inductive reactance of outermost or surface layer. Now guys, finally impedance is given by R plus JXL. Now here if XL1 is greater than XL2, therefore what will happen? ZL1 will be greater than ZL2. This R here, resistance is a uniformly distributed parameter. It means that at each and every point of the surface or cross section, resistance is same. Therefore this impedance will depend on XL only. And if XL1 is greater than XL2, so we can write here that ZL1 is greater than ZL2, or we can say that the impedance of the central layer is greater than impedance of the outermost layer. Now finally we know that current flowing through each layer can be given by V by ZL. So if ZL1 is greater than ZL2, therefore what will happen? Current I1 will be less than I2, because I is inversely proportional to ZL. So what this expression is telling us, because the impedance of the central layer is maximum, or it is greater as compared to all other layers, therefore current flowing through central layer will be less than current flowing through outermost layer. So this expression is suggesting us that the current is concentrating near the surface of the conductor, or concentration of current is more near the surface of the conductor as compared to the core of the conductor. So this phenomenon is known as the skin effect. So if someone asks you what is the reason behind the occurrence of skin effect, then you should answer that the non-uniform magnetic flux linkage is the root cause of the skin effect. And if they ask you how, then you should go through this explanation. Now guys, our next topic is skin effect in case of DC. So what happens in case of DC with skin effect? So as you know that in case of DC, the supply frequency or F is 0. Therefore as you know that XL is given by 2 pi FL. So if F is 0, therefore what will happen? F is equals to 0, therefore XL will be 0 here. Now as you know that impedance is given by R plus JXL. So XL is 0 here, therefore what will be your impedance? In case of DC, R. This impedance will only depend on the resistance of the conductor, and as you know that resistance is a uniformly distributed parameter. It means that at each and every point of the cross section the resistance will be same. Therefore the current passing through the entire cross section of the conductor will be same. It means that current in case of DC will be uniformly distributed over the surface of the conductor, and that's why in case of DC there is no skin effect. Our next topic is the disadvantages of skin effect. So let's see what are the disadvantages of skin effect. So the first disadvantage is effective resistance increases. So guys, what happens, as you know that due to skin effect the current concentrates near the surface of the conductor, or we can say that most of the current flows through the surface of the conductor, due to which what happens that the entire cross section area is not being used by the current. Some part of the cross section is being wasted. So as you can see here in this figure that when due to skin effect the current is flowing, most of the current is flowing over the surface of the conductor, over from this part only, and in this part no current is flowing. So this part of the cross section is not used by the current, so this part is wasted. Due to this what happens guys, that the effective cross section area of the conductor reduces. Now what is effective cross section area? The part of the conductor or the area through which the current is actually flowing is known as the effective cross section area. So this much area, this green part is actually the effective cross section area, because current is flowing through this much area only and this area is wasted. So what happens due to skin effect, that the effective cross section area of the conductor reduces. Now as we know that the resistance of any conductor is given by rho L by A. It means that resistance is inversely proportional to area. So if area reduces, then what will happen? That resistance increases. So due to skin effect, what happens? Effective cross section area reduces, therefore the effective resistance will increase, which is a major disadvantage. And because of this skin effect, what happens? That effective or electrical resistance is always greater than physical resistance of the conductor. Now guys, let's compare two wires of same cross section area or same diameter with each other. In one there is no skin effect, and in the other wire it is with skin effect. So the wire which is without skin effect, if current is flown through this wire, then current will flow through the entire cross section of this wire. Therefore the effective area of this wire will be pi capital R square. Now here if you find out the resistance, then what it will be? Rho L by A1. On the other hand, in this wire, what is happening? That it is skin effect is occurring here. So due to skin effect, what will happen? Current will flow through this part only, this part of the conductor only. Therefore the effective cross section, this is the effective cross section area of the conductor, and this part is the waste part. So A2 we can write A2 as pi capital R square minus pi small r square, and the resistance, this is R1 and this is R2. R2 can be written as rho L by A2. Now guys, here since A2 is less than A1, therefore R2 is greater than R1. So what we learned here, that because of the skin effect, what happens? That effective cross section area of the conductor reduces, therefore the effective resistance increases, and this increased effective resistance is the reason behind the occurrence of other disadvantages. So if the resistance increases, effective resistance increases, due to which what happens? This gives us our second disadvantage, which is copper loss also increases. What is copper loss? I square R losses. So if this resistance, effective resistance increases, then what will happen? Copper losses will also increase, and due to which heat losses will also increase within the conductor. Now because of this, all these kind of losses, the voltage drop also increases. It means that there is a huge gap between sending end voltage and receiving end voltage because of the skin effect. For example, suppose you are sending 220 volt, but at the receiving end you are only receiving 200 volt. So this is happening because of the skin effect. Now the other disadvantage is the efficiency of the wire or efficiency of the system decreases because of this skin effect. And finally the voltage regulation also decreases. So these are the disadvantages of skin effect. Now our next topic is factors affecting skin effects, or we can say the factors on which skin effect depends. So the first factor is supply frequency. So guys, the supply frequency is directly proportional to the skin effect. It means that if supply frequency increases, then skin effect will also increase. Why? Because you know that XL is equals to 2 pi FL. So if F increases, then what will happen? XL will also increase, and then ZL will also increase, and because of this skin effect will also increase. So if supply frequency increases, then skin effect will also increase, and because of this you will see that at higher frequencies of AC current, skin effect is more prominent as compared to the lower frequencies. Now the second factor on which skin effect depends is the diameter of the conductor or thickness of the conductor. So the diameter of the conductor is directly proportional to skin effect. So if the diameter of the conductor is more, then skin effect will also be more, and because of this reason you will see that skin effect in case of thick conductors is more as compared to skin effect in thin conductors, because of this reason. Now guys, you should remember a fact that if the supply frequency is less than 50 Hertz and the diameter of the conductor is less than 1 centimeter, then skin effect will be negligible. Now our third factor is nature of the material. Nature of the material is associated with relative permeability. So Skin effect also depends on the nature of the material, or we can say the relative permeability. Now what is permeability? Permeability is the ability of a material or a conductor to support the formation of magnetic field within that conductor. So relative permeability is directly proportional to skin effect. So if relative permeability of a conductor is high, then skin effect will be more prominent in that conductor. Why? Because if relative permeability is high, it means that flux linkage will also be high, therefore inductance will be high, which will result in increased inductive reactance. It means that ZL will also be high, and finally skin effect will also be high. So if the relative permeability of a conductor is higher, then skin effect in that conductor will also be higher. Now our next factor is the type of conductor. So there are various types of conductor like solid conductor, ACSR, or stranded conductor. So skin effect also depends on the type of conductor. For example, in case of solid conductor, skin effect is higher, more, as compared to the ACSR or stranded conductor. In case of ACSR or stranded conductor, skin effect is less as compared to the solid conductors. Why skin effect is less in case of ACSR and stranded conductor? We will see this in our next topic. So our final factor is temperature. So the temperature is directly proportional to skin effect. It means that if temperature is higher, then skin effect will also be higher. So these were the factors on which skin effect depends. So guys, now we know there are so many disadvantages of skin effect, and we also know the factors on which skin effect depends. So we should know the methods by using which we can reduce the skin effect, which is our next topic, the methods to reduce skin effect. So the first method is by using ACSR and stranded conductors. Now what is ACSR and stranded conductors? Let's know that. So first of all guys, we will study three types of conductor in this section. The first one is solid conductor. Now what is a solid conductor? Solid conductor is a single strand cable. In solid conductor there is only a single strand of same material. So this is your solid conductor. Now what is a stranded conductor? Stranded conductor consists of several thin wires of same and small cross-sectional area. Now these thin wires of small cross-sectional areas are grouped together to make a single cable, which is known as your stranded conductor. Now our next conductor is ACSR conductor. What is ACSR conductor? Aluminium conductor steel reinforced. ACSR conductor is a special type of stranded conductor. It is a high capacity and high strength stranded conductor in which the outer strands is made of the aluminium strands or aluminium wires. Aluminium is chosen because of its good conductivity, low weight and low cost, while the core is made of the steel strands. Steel is chosen because of its high tensile strength. So when current is flown through this ACSR conductor, then what happens that most of the current flows through these aluminium strands. So these aluminium strands carries almost entire current, while this steel strand carries very little or no current, but this steel strand provides additional strength to the cable. It supports the weight of the cable, and that's why guys these ACSR conductors are used in overhead power lines. Now we will see how stranded and ACSR conductors are used to reduce skin effect. So first of all, we will see skin effect in case of solid conductor. So guys, you know that when AC current flows through solid conductor, then what happens due to skin effect? The current concentrates near the surface of the conductor. It means that most of the current flows through the surface of the conductor, due to which what happens that the effective cross-section area of the conductor reduces, which increases the effective resistance, and all other kind of disadvantages comes into the picture. So this is the skin effect in case of solid conductors. Now what happens in case of stranded conductors? So guys, as you know that stranded conductors are made of several thin wires of same cross-sectional area. So when AC current is flown through this wire, then what happens that each and every strand will carry some amount of current, due to which skin effect will occur in each and every single strand. So in all of these strands, skin effect will occur. Therefore, if you notice here, then the current is actually flowing through all these strands. So in case of stranded conductor, when current pass through these conductor, then what happens that each and every strand will carry a very little amount of current, and therefore skin effect will occur in all of these strands. Now if you see closely, then you will find out that current is not only flowing through the surface of the conductor, but actually the current is flowing over the entire cross section of the conductor because of these small strands. So in case of stranded conductor, what happens that effective cross sectional area increases. Now let's see what happens in case of ACSR conductor. So when current is passed through ACSR conductor, then as you know that these steel strands will carry no current, but these aluminium strands will carry currents. Each and every strand will carry some amount of current, due to which skin effect will occur in all of these strands. And similarly, as stranded conductor, the effective cross-sectional area in case of ACSR conductor will increase as compared to the solid conductor, due to which what will happen? Effective cross-sectional area is increasing, due to which the effective resistance will decrease in case of stranded and ACSR conductor if we compare these conductors with solid conductors. Therefore, the losses will also decrease and efficiency of this conductor increases, which is good for the system. That's how in case of ACSR and stranded conductor, skin effect reduces, and in case of solid conductor, skin effect is more as compared to stranded and ACSR conductor. Now guys, our next method is by reducing the thickness or diameter of the conductor. Now as you know that skin effect is directly proportional to the diameter of the conductor. So if we reduce the thickness or diameter of the conductor, then skin effect will also reduce, and that's why in case of thin conductors, skin effect is less as compared to thick conductors. But now we cannot reduce the thickness of the conductor after a certain limit because of mechanical consideration. That's why by reducing the thickness, yes, we can reduce the skin effect, but we cannot entirely eliminate the skin effect. Now to reduce the skin effect significantly, we use hollow conductors. So our third method is by using hollow conductors. So by using the hollow conductors, we can significantly reduce the skin effect. As you know that in case of solid conductor, due to skin effect, the current concentrates over the surface of the conductor, and this much part of the conductor is wasted. Now if we remove this waste part, then what we get? We get our hollow conductor. So by using hollow conductor, skin effect can be significantly reduced. But we cannot use hollow conductors in all applications because of some mechanical consideration and high cost of the hollow conductors. So where hollow conductors are used? Hollow conductors are used in rail engines. If you notice, then you will see that on the top of the rail engines, hollow conductors are used, so to reduce the skin effect. And hollow conductors are also used at substation bus bars, but for short lengths only. Why for short lengths? Because these conductors requires cooling mechanism, which increases the cost. So hollow conductors can be used to reduce skin effect significantly, but we can't use it everywhere because of its high cost and mechanical consideration. So guys, these were the methods by using which we can reduce skin effect. I hope you understand this topic and you can now answer all the questions. So that's it for this video. We'll see you in next video. Till then, signing off.